that. So don't think about the replicate. Mainly, if you are able to debug whatever the errors comes, of course, it stands the first.
Okay, I want to add one last point. I would say find the smallest market. This is very contradictory, but find the smallest niche that you can find. Right? If you can define that your audience is even like 10,000 users right now in the world, that's best, and then grow that market later on. Right? I want to give example of smartphones, for example. Right? So when first iPhone was launched, a lot of people couldn't afford it. Right? It was only something that very high tech enthusiasts with a lot of money they could actually do those things. Right? But now, how many of you have an iPhone or a smartphone? Right? See, that's the whole point. If you look at how many customers want your product today, right? Everybody wants it. So that's why you have a competition. But go towards the market that nobody is looking into, right? Something that you can make bigger later on. And then if you do that, you will become a thought leader in that market, and then you can enjoy a lot of bigger moves.
There's a very nice name for this. Beachhead.
Beachhead. I was refraining from using lingos, but yes, beachhead, right? Basically, smallest market first, and which you can expand first later on, right?
Thank you.
Next question.
Good morning, everyone.
I think we should go that side as well, but yeah.
Good morning, everyone. So basically, today I want to ask all the startup founders and co-founders in the judges panel. So, what suggestion would you like to give, like going back to when you were starting up? So, what, like, if you wanted any guidance, like, what exactly you wanted at that time? If anyone would have told you, which like not to make that mistake, so you can overcome that. And also, I have another question with this. So, like there are few companies, AI startups, which has reached $1 billion companies within a year, like a cloud, and few companies took a year as well. So, what are the strategies? Do you know, like what exactly they do, or how do they stand out compared to their competitors?
So I think the second question is around like once you have first customers, how do you scale? What was the first one?
The first one was like, what are the suggestions would you give if, like, if you have faced the?
I think I would love to know that as well. One really good lessons that each one of you got from your journey.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think the question was around that if with the current brain I would have launched 8 years back, what would I have done differently?
Your younger self.
Yeah, what would I say to my younger self? Okay, philosophically, it's all going to fall in place. You don't have to worry a lot over many small things. For example, while we were coming in here, there was some communication gap, some issue of a delay of 30 minutes. Now, some people would get like, oh shit, what do I do now? And some people just handle it well. That okay, maybe it's happened. I find a solution to it, which Deepak did it great. So things like that will happen throughout your startup life. If I knew on day one that it's all going to fall on place, I could worry less about many small issues like that. That is a philosophical answer. Measurably, I think do things much more faster than I did it. I did it back then. Like anything, be it product, investors, anything, just do it at a speed which is 10x of what I was doing back then.
Two things that I'll say. One, maintain that serendipity. That actually worked well. And if I have to advise, then my younger self, then I'll say that whoever is giving advice, please take that. Don't do it standalone. It's not a standalone one. There are so many mentors who can actually give you specific advice. Take that. That will be really helpful, and it will help you scale faster. Now, of course, I take the advice, but at that point of time,
Don't be your own teacher.
Difficult to say what I would say to my younger self, but if I were to say something, then it would be that I could have been much more agile and faster at that time. And as he rightly said, also I would tell myself that as you said, listen to people, but go back again, identify whose advice you should take, and then implement on that. Just don't listen to everyone. I mean, listen to everyone, take their advice, but then pick out the right advice that you want to implement, and then implement that.
First of all, you just take your seat, please. Yeah. Actually,
That's it.
yeah. Thank you. Actually, here, to be thing, I never ever advise. Because actually, I used to throw suggestion. If they like or if they interest onto that point, they would handle or they would take it. One thing. And as to my juniors, of course, here, whenever you just go for any ideas towards the production, towards what is the outcome, get an insight of what is the plus and minus, what is the science behind each and everything. So if you are strong onto that, you can handle any other thing. So be ready for the new, because each and every day there is a new innovation, new evolving things is going on. And of course, in as per the Gen AI, we have to specify, of course, everything goods and bads are there. So you have to handle the, of course, take care of your goodness, but don't be careless onto that bad, because everywhere the AI also would be a threat if you don't know about that concept or don't know about that the threat behind the scene. So be aware of any other. Just one line. Be aware of everything, anything.
I would say launch. Whatever you are building, a lot of us have ideas cooking in our head. Launch as soon as possible. Like willing to take risk, right? This was a mistake that I made very early on, and I'm not saying like that idea would have been $1 million idea, but I could have learned a lot very early on, right? So whatever you are thinking of today, right? If you can't demo today, take somebody aside when you have the F&B break, right? Say, hey, I'm thinking about this. What do you think of this? Just launch. Get 1 or 2 users today for your idea, right? So don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't think about that button that you're thinking, oh, this button should work perfectly. Don't worry about the sign-up experience to be smoother and like amazing butter smooth. You can fix all those problems later on, right? But launch as soon as faster and launch frequently. So not just like call it a day and then like, okay, I'm gonna sit back and then move to another idea. Keep launching the same thing. And if something is not working, pivot really fast. A lot of us get stuck with our own creation, right? And then we are not willing to see the truth. We like, I just want to add one point, like, which is very controversial. Your product is like your baby, and nobody wants to say that it's ugly, right? So you have to kind of create an environment for them where they are willing to say, "This is a shitty product, man. Wake up and build something really useful." Okay. Next question. Volunteers on that side. Okay, we have a backbencher here. Please go ahead.
My name is Aditya. So, I mean, this is a honest question. I would also need a honest answer. So, to set some context, we run a venture capital fund called Bowden Capital. We invest in the tech sectors. So, whenever I see a repeating patterns, like in types of founders. For example, corporate time founders, angel time founders, or first time founders, or second time founders. As I know, this event is regards to startups and Gen AI. But I can see a lot of faces into corporate turning into founders or corporates turning into founders. After hearing like 400 or 500 features from all these different types of founders, I see a very least performers from the corporate and founders. I don't know why. I have a great respect for all of them, but I really want to know, like, is the structure that they have from the corporate is like gaming as a double-edged sword for the becoming a founder, or what is that one thing that they lack as per the other first time founder or second time founder versus corporate and founders. So this is a real pattern. If anyone is in the venture capital, they all would see this. This is the same pattern that happens within India, also within US. But as far as a concern within India, I'm saying it to India, like, okay, the corporate and founders would be the least performers compared to others. So I think this might be a controversial question, but I just wanted to clear this talk.
Yeah, I think the question is around comfort zone basically. And I have not worked in corporate ever. I have never done a job. I've always been founding. So anybody over here who has switched from corporate to startup, maybe that could work. Mohit, you want to take this?
Okay, so I work for Millward Brown. It's a corporate from UK for 6 months. It was a college placement. Why I left that job is I think ambition and hunger is the right word. We feel less ambitious in corporate. Things are just settled out. You get like nothing bad to corporates. They have an amazing lifestyle and everything, but there is the ambition dies down minute by minute. Like I spoke to seniors in that company, and I could see that there was no ambition to do something better. It was all about that this Saturday, Sunday, where do I go? So that is like somehow if you spend 15 years, that becomes ingrained. Nothing wrong, a great way to live, but that is why. And founders have to be hungry and ambitious. Otherwise, you'll never be able to break things up. So I think hunger and just that high level of being okay with chaos is also something which kind of corporates lack compared to first time founders. Like first time founders are great at living in chaos. And that is a skill to have because starting up is chaos. You can't have orders and processes on in your startup. So that is why I think first time founders do much better. So in fact, even in AI, founders who are in their 25s are doing much better than founders who are in the 35s because their hunger is unlimited, their ambition is probably the highest, and they are very much okay with chaos of LLMs, which a software founder is not okay with. Like that is one of the most important learnings I've had. Why SaaS companies are not making great AI products. I, as a SaaS company, wanted deterministic results. My brain is trained for that. Jumping into probabilistic results and being okay with that, my subconscious mind is not accepting it. That's why founders who are in that AI wave, like initial, they are able to do better than me. Is my feeling.
I think I want to go to you, but I want to run a quick poll. How many of you are working in a corporate company right now? Raise your hands. Now, how many of you, like, keep your hands up. How many of you want to like found your own startup? Others, you can keep your hands down. Wow. So everybody is working in a corporate job, and everybody wants to found a startup. So that's a very, very interesting poll. You have data right here, right? Yeah, do we have some options? Like, because I think asking each and everyone, like everybody, I mean,
No, us to take a risk, they are getting ready to take a risk. Is it so?
Why are you starting?
okay, and what, like, how many of you wants to quit your job? Like, keep your hands up again, those who wanted to found a startup from a corporate company. Okay, how many of you are willing to quit your job in next 6 months?
I left already and I started.
Wow, huge round of applause. Here we go.
I left Google and then again I started.
Awesome. So, bro, I don't know where you're getting your data from. Get it from here because this room is full of risk takers and risk appetite people. Adi, yeah, Shashwat.
I actually have a contra opinion on this. I don't think you have got the data right. Actually, the 40s, people in the 40s have more success, and this is proven data point. But having said that, I've jumped from a corporate to this life, and maybe I'll go back, I don't know. But yes, I'm loving it. There's nothing, this is a sweeping generalization. Unless there is a data point, this generalization, I mean, it's not that guys who have just completed studies and started off, they will be much more successful, or guys who are jumping from the corporate, they will be more successful. There is no such correlation, and unless there is a correlation, you should not take that data point. That would be my advice as a, you being a VC and you're making this decision, you need to have a data point.
This is not like a institutional report, but I always see the grounded. For example, if I can see the picture.
Can't hear you.
Adi, do you want to add something?
No, let's hear him out first.
I mean, the data is correct. Like 40s are the grade, but this is not like a BCG report or the McKinsey report. I see the very grounded things. For example, within an hour, for example, 11 to 12, I hear a first-time founder, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. So this is a pattern. Like it is a real grounded pattern. But even though I cannot make generalize, like you, as you said rightly, I cannot generalize. But I see this very constantly. Other than that, I have a great respect for everyone who is building. But other than that, there is no other things that I want to say.
So this is actually classic confirmation bias. That should be avoided.
Yes.
Let me add another perspective to it. Okay, while I graduated 2011, so I don't have even an internet phone. So at that time we have to spend 3 hours or 4 hours for just 100 MB of data. So right now you see the world has changed, right? One is the knowledge and that we have gained in this corporate by working 15 years in the corporate industry. And second thing is the idea around, okay, that we are building, okay, the responsibilities, right? So that also stops us. And the third view or the perspective is even though we have that, so we will be stepping back because of some XYZ things that is taught in the school. Yes, you are absolutely right. Right now the world is changing and then everybody are risk takers and we are somewhat feared of at that time, but it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next question. And we'll take like 2 more questions and then we'll switch to the next segment.
So I have 3 questions. One is the personal questions, right? So and then about the demo day. Okay, no problem.
And otherwise, like we can have an offline session with the judges as well, so you can like talk afterwards.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay, so right now the problem is on the runway, right? So what happens when the founder wants to launch and then so he is not getting the runway, so to the product fit market, right? So in this situation, so have you ever faced it or so what is the solution or the approach that you have think about?
So you are about to go bankrupt. How do you save your company?
He said it very rightly. First, keep a check on your bank balance always.
Don't make it a
Do not
surprise.
make irrelevant spends, which is like I'm starting up, I need social media right now. No. Social media can come later. First, get your customer. First, if you have those first customers, go and talk to them. It doesn't take you like hell lot of money to take an Uber and just go to a customer's
Are
office
they
and talk.
coming
So
one by one?
take
It
those
is
smaller
fine. I mean,
spends,
even if
talk to
we
people,
capture
get your
this, no one
customers, and
comes
then
also,
you
it
can
automatically
go and
saves to
upload
your
social
list.
media saying that I'm going all guns
To your
blazing.
YouTube
So keep a
playlist.
check on your balances and then
Like, I can't
decide
rotate that
where what to spend
operation
because
rotate device
that's
lock.
very important. Otherwise, it's going to hurt you a lot.
If you
It's going
unlock
to hurt you a lot.
rotation, I
Okay.
don't know.
One last question and then we'll switch to another segment.
Hi, I'm Charit. I run a company called Reconcile.ai. Today we have 170 customers in India, but we are doing altogether a new 0 to 1 GTM to the US. What are those some of the unconventional playbooks that you have found to do GTM from India? Because we are based out of India.
Is that for me?
Anybody?
Who is doing a GTM to US from India? Mohit?
Drop India and just focus on US. Otherwise, it won't. I tried that. Somehow, you as a founder have to focus on just one thing. Great. How to land first customers in the US? Go to SF, find your friends. Go to events. Events are a great place. Find design partners. Build product for that. Like, take it as an entire 0 to 1. If you're have 1 feet in both boats, it won't work. That was a good save.
That's good reflexes.
That's great reflection.
This guy would be a cricketer. The catch.
Yeah, but yeah, like my US GTM personal experience is stop India, live there, breathe there, talk with people there, you'll find insights, build product. One hack which I tried is I got 3-4 US interns who were still in college, and the culture of working while you're in college is pretty high in US, across US. I got them as my kind of first meeting points, increasing the credibility and stuff. But yeah, this could only happen if I'm focusing only on that. If I'm doing India operations, India sales, India anything, it does not give the success.
One last question. Yes, please.
Sir?
Your mic is off.
And I'm Vasudha. We are building
One second, one second. I know everybody has questions. You will have plenty of time to talk to the judges later on, right? So just to maintain time and decorum, we'll only keep one question here and then gentlemen over here, and then afterwards we can take questions offline. Is that okay with everyone? Can I hear yes?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
Hello everyone, I'm Vasudha. We are building Nail It. We help companies hire product managers faster. So we started with a B2C company wherein we help people train, become product managers. And in that journey, we realized that there was a lot of noise as well. So how do you differentiate noise from actually the signal? How do you get to know if this is noise or you're just chasing the wrong vanity metrics?
How do you differentiate noise, signal from noise?
Yes, the mic has landed to me.
It's like musical chairs.
So as a product manager, if noise is bothering you, then you have to be very clear in your head and remove that noise. Unless you remove that noise, you will not be able to focus. That would be the very basic. Unless
Yeah, I think it's very important to be clear about what you are doing. I mean, because if you don't have the clarity, you don't have a clear. I'm not like asking you. You have a clear 5 years journey in front of you. But if you're not clear what you're doing in next 1 month, then you won't be able to make it clear to your employees, and then they won't be able to like clearly perform that. So having that clarity is very like really important. What are the metrics you're focusing on, and don't have like 10 things that you're focusing on right now. Make 1, 2, 3 priorities and put everything in the back burner, right? And then do it over and over again. Keep yourself in check if you're doing it or not. If it's not working, move to another one, right? But once you're focusing on one thing, just like do that thing for a while. Gentleman over here.
Real quick, I kind of wanted to know from your experience as entrepreneurs, how much of a differentiator is money when it comes to making a move?
Good enough,
Like how capital or valuations of a company, how much that makes a difference.
Valuations, I don't know. Capital helps a lot in GTM specifically because now GTM is very expensive and doing things at scale requires a lot of capital. But in early stage, you can do things without capital. You can build a good product. You can get initial customers. But when you're growing, capital is a mode. Like I'll not deny that. Unless you are like foolishly spending and you are growing at fake growth metrics, you might fail. But capital is still a mode.
not exactly important. I worked with 2 companies. One, Locus, which had a Series B funding, and the other one had no funding, field assist, right? But still, both were successful, and till about 10 million, your product market fit, MMF is far more important, and it's your choice whether you want to go for that capital or not, right? But the product needs to sell itself, needs to kind of be in the market and create value.
I think I would say capital plays a very, very important role, but it's like a chicken egg problem, right? Like if you had the money, I can build this, right? Everybody wants money and then they can build this. But I think the most creative solutions comes when you don't have money or runway. Then you are the most creative in terms of what are the growth hacks I can do? What are the communities I can tackle that nobody is looking at? And then when you do those things, then no matter how big the competition is, how much money they have, that won't matter because you are just like creating these unique growth hacks for yourself. Okay, so I think we're gonna take a quick break. Okay, next up we will have we will have the F&B, right? And then till that time, feel free to mingle around, network with people, and then we'll be back here at 1:30.